Hi, it's Katrina! From a tiny little octopus to a huge swarm of ants, here are 10 of the smallest animals that can actually kill you. Number 10. Lonomia Caterpillar. The Lonomia Obliqua is the world's deadliest caterpillar, and just simply touching one can result in the end of your life. They grow to about 5 centimeters long and can be found in the rainforests of South America. In adulthood, they turn into a species of Saturniid moth, but it's during their larval form that you need to watch out. They are the cause of a number of deaths each year in Brazil, mainly because they camouflage so well into their surroundings and have an ingenious defense mechanism. The urticating bristles along their entire bodies are sharp and inject venom into any creature that touches it, whether on purpose or by accident. The toxin is effectively an anticoagulant that causes internal bleeding, renal failure, and all kinds of other stuff. Touching multiple caterpillars will magnify the effect and most likely result in death, with no effective treatment available. It's not all bad with the Lonomia caterpillar though, as their venom is being researched as a potential anticoagulant to be used to prevent life-threatening blood clots. Perhaps one day they can help save more people than they kill, but until then, you should be very careful next time you're climbing a tree in Brazil. Number 9. The assassin bug. Assassin bugs, also known as kissing bugs, get their nickname because of their fondness of biting humans near the lips on their face. These not-so-nice bugs used to only be found in tropical areas in Central America, but as a result of the warming climate, they are now found all across the bottom 2/3 of the US, being quite common in Arizona, California, Texas, and New Mexico. The bugs can be either brown or black and sometimes have red dots on either side of their back. Kissing bugs love to suck blood during the night. While they aren't dangerous to humans by themselves, the real danger of the assassin bug comes from a parasite they can carry that causes Chagas disease. These parasites are present in the bug's feces, which they typically will leave near anyone they have bitten. So if you happen to wipe your bite after this has happened, it's possible to introduce them into your bloodstream. It's difficult to tell if you have been infected with the Chagas disease because its symptoms at first are similar to a cold. Chagas disease can shut down your major organs and can be fatal, even decades after you were first infected. It's very destructive on the heart muscle and surrounding nervous system, so if you see one, never touch it with your bare hand. And now for number 8, but first be sure to subscribe and click the bell to join our notification squad. Number 8. Freshwater snails. While they may seem harmless enough and are often present in home aquariums, the freshwater snail is thought to be responsible for more than 200,000 deaths worldwide every year due to a parasitic disease that they carry called schistosomiasis. It's one of the deadliest parasites there is and infects more than 250 million people a year, mainly across Asia, Africa, and South America. The parasitic worms leave the snails in bodies of water, and if you happen to be swimming in the area at the time, they can simply pass through your skin and into your bloodstream. It's not actually the worms that will kill you though, but their eggs. Their life cycle requires them to return to the snails to mature, and while they're in your body, they latch onto tissue with sharp barbs. They therefore can result in a wide range of symptoms such as tiredness and anemia, and in 10% of chronic cases, death. It used to be a real problem in Japan until in the 1970s they began a program to reduce the snail's habitat and aggressively treat anyone with symptoms. There are now far fewer freshwater snails in the country, and because of the two-pronged approach, infections are very uncommon. This shows it's a disease that can be brought under control, but it takes huge resources to do so. Number 7. The Tsetse Fly. Tsetse flies are another species that don't directly kill you, but can transmit a deadly disease that will be fatal if left untreated. They are an incredibly old species with 34-million-year-old fossils found in the fossil beds of Colorado, and nowadays are mainly found across the African continent below the Sahara. Very similar to houseflies in appearance, they feed on the blood of vertebrates and in doing so can transmit parasites that cause sleeping sickness. During the first stages of this fever, an infected person can experience fevers, headaches, itchiness, and joint pains, which will begin within 3 weeks of a bite. This then progresses to the second stage with symptoms such as confusion, difficulty sleeping, numbness, and poor coordination. If sleeping sickness is left untreated, it will usually end in the death of the host after the second stage. In 1990, before treatments were developed, it was thought to have killed more than 34,000 people. With the introduction of medications, it's now thought to be responsible for 3,500 deaths per year across Africa, which makes it one of the deadliest killers. Number 6. The blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus lives on coral reefs across the Pacific and Indian Oceans, but don't let their beauty fool you. They can be incredibly dangerous to humans. They usually wait around for small animals like crabs and shrimp that stand no chance against their venom, but it is equally as deadly to any human that comes in contact with it. Despite their tiny size, no more than a small pencil, they are considered to be one of the most venomous creatures on the planet due to the presence of the potent neurotoxin tetrodotoxin. You'll know if you've accidentally picked up a blue-ringed octopus because they will immediately change color, but by that point, it'll be too late. The venom is delivered through a tiny nip of the parrot-like beak, which is virtually undetectable by a human. 10 minutes later, you'll begin to notice the effects. The toxin is 1,200 times more powerful than cyanide, and you'll start to notice your lips and the tips of your fingers going numb. The venom works by paralyzing the victim very quickly, and you will remain conscious but completely unable to call or signal for help. Your body is able to filter the toxin out and recover, but during the stage of paralysis, you will likely need assistance with breathing. The first 24 hours are crucial. If you survive them, then you are likely to get through it, but you must have immediate medical assistance. If not, well, you know. Number 5. The Maricopa Harvester Ant. Maricopa Harvester ants are the most venomous insects in the world, and if you're unfortunate enough to encounter a lot of them, it won't end well. They are found across most of Arizona and spend virtually their entire lives in desert areas. These large ants grow to about 3 centimeters long and can build huge nests up to 10 meters in diameter and 2 meters high. The ant's venom contains amino acids, peptides, and proteins and is 20 times as strong as that of a honeybee. If a human is stung, the pain will last for up to 4 hours, but the real danger with this ant is their ability to swarm. One of the unique features of their venom is that it contains an alkaline poison that signals all nearby ants. One single insect will continue biting a target as many times as it can by attaching itself with its mandibles and moving around to bite different parts. When more join in the fray, things can get serious and fast. They will kill a rat with about 12 stings and a 150-pound human with as little as 350 stings. While this may sound like a lot, it's completely feasible if you find yourself close to a nest or unfortunate enough to be surrounded by hundreds of them. In Phoenix, Arizona, residents are often concerned about keeping deadly scorpions out of their homes, but the Maricopa Harvester ants are equally as dangerous as the scorpions and need to be removed as soon as they are discovered to prevent any loss of life. Number 4. Poison dart frog. Poison dart frogs are some of the most beautiful but deadly animals in the world. Their bright colors are their way of warning predators of their poison, and it sure packs a punch. The various species are found across South America from Costa Rica to Brazil in a wide variety of colors. Some of the species are the most toxic you'll find anywhere. The 5-centimeter-long golden dart frog, for example, has enough poison to kill 10 adults, and the indigenous tribes have used it to tip their blowgun darts for centuries, hence the name the dart frog. Interestingly, no one is entirely sure where the frogs get their poison from. It's thought to be assimilated into their bodies after eating prey that has consumed poisonous plants. Dart frogs that are raised in captivity don't develop any poison, so it isn't a naturally occurring toxin. Nevertheless, you're only likely to encounter them in the wild, so if you do, you'd best stay clear and by no means try to grab it. Number 3. The Indian red scorpion. The Indian red scorpion is by far the deadliest scorpion in the world. They are found across India, Pakistan, and Nepal, where they prove to be a serious health hazard to local communities. Growing up to 90 millimeters long, they can hide in the smallest of spaces, and the majority of their victims are children. Once stung, the venom affects the cardiovascular and pulmonary system, which can cause severe problems in young people. Symptoms include pain, sweating, vomiting, unconsciousness, breathlessness, and shock, amongst others, and there's thought to be a fatality rate of up to 40% if left untreated within 72 hours of being stung. 12 children died in 2011 as a result of their stings, and this represents an unusually high yearly tally. Luckily, these scorpions are relatively rare, so there aren't a large amount of deaths per year. Number 2. The mosquito. Mosquitoes are quite simply one of the most dangerous animals on Earth and are responsible for an estimated 1 million human deaths per year. Again, this isn't because of the bite itself, although that's annoying, but because of the parasites that they can transmit in the process. The males of the species feed on fruit, but the females need to drink blood to produce eggs. There are over 3,000 different species of mosquito, but the most important statistic about these creatures is the fact that they carry at least 7 of the most deadly infections that humans can contract. malaria, yellow fever, chikungunya, West Nile virus, dengue fever, filariasis, and Zika virus. There have been a number of methods suggested to help control the numbers of mosquitoes and as a result prevent the spread of diseases, but they only have limited effects. They breed in areas with stagnant water, so mass drainage and spraying can help to reduce numbers, but they are such resilient things and always manage to find a way to survive. It's perhaps not a surprise considering they have been around for at least 80 million years, meaning it's likely that they'll remain around for far longer than us, and the best we can do is find out ways to mitigate the harm that they caused. Number 1. The Irukandji jellyfish. Growing to a maximum size of only 2.5 centimeters, they were only recently discovered, but have quickly gained a reputation of being the most venomous animal in the world. For years, Irukandji syndrome, now known to be caused by the sting of this jellyfish, would kill people without anyone understanding what was happening. It was only in 1964 that the true culprit was identified. There are actually 16 different species of Irukandji that are found in the waters of Australia, and they all have an unusual feature for jellies. Their stingers are on the bell as well as the tentacles. The stings are more than 100 as strong as a bite from a cobra and 1,000 times stronger than that of a tarantula. They are responsible for up to 100 people going to the hospital each year, with the death toll being dictated by how soon antivenom is able to be administered. Luckily, there's only a relatively small coastal area where these jellies are found, because if they were present in somewhere more populated, they would have a devastating impact. Thanks for watching, and be careful of tiny creatures. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!